Hey everyone, this is part 3 of my videos, my tutorials of screen printing with your Cricut. So in parts 1 and 2, you saw how we put our screen together, so you can see that we weeded all that out. So now we're going to apply it to a shirt. This shirt I bought on jiffyshirts.com. It's just a navy, like a heathered navy blue. And it's 50-50 cotton, polyester, I believe. No, sorry, 65 polyester and 35 cotton. My bad. So I find that using a polyblend shirt works a lot better. I have done it on cotton before, but polyblend just seems to take the ink, especially white, a lot better. So I advised my friend who I did these adoption shirts for their fundraiser. Not only is it softer, but it is going to have a better end product. So, what you do, I'm going to try to show you, and then I'll put my iPad back where we were. So, sorry, this is my screen. Hopefully you can see it. I've tried to line it up, center it. I literally eyeball my shirts. This is what I do. I eyeball, I don't measure, because measuring takes a lot of time, and if it looks good, it is good. That's what I learned in art school. So there, I eyeball it, I center it. Like I said, I usually do this logo at the top. I just didn't the first time when I did my tutorial because I forgot. So, but I'm human, that happens. So anyway, I do that, or I mark my center on this side so that I know where to line it up. And typically I put the corners, if I have my design about 2 inches down from the top, or the top of my vinyl, excuse me, my 12-inch square, if I have it 2 inches from the top, that puts my design 3 inches from the collar, which is what you typically want to do. All of you who make shirts with heat transfer vinyl, we do that 3-inch rule. So if you put the corners of your screen at the very top seam of your shirt, that's going to put your design right at the right spot. A little trick that I learned. Somebody said measure. I'm like, I ain't got time to measure. This stuff is drying, and I was only getting a few shirts out on one screen. So this is what we're going to do. I have a regular old plastic spoon that I wash and reuse for this process. I have my squeegee. This is the one that I've been using, but I have an extra just on hand. A cheap dollar store pencil holder tray. I rinse it out and wash it and reuse it every time. I showed y'all my little canisters, but this is the big bad boy. 1 gallon of screen printing ink, because I got 185 to do. So if y'all are ready, I'm ready, and I'm gonna have to get creative because I typically don't screen print in my house. I do it in the garage, but because I can't just leave my stuff in the garage because we're expecting some bad weather and some hail and stuff like that. So I'm working in my room, my tiny little spare guest room, but I'm going to get creative. I'm going to just do as much as I can. I've planned for about 20 shirts. I'm not going to show you all 20. I'm going to probably do 2 or 3 just to show you how you do multiples, and then I'm going to try to crank out the rest and find somewhere to put them. So again, I have a small craft room. This is our spare bedroom that we have that we've converted into an office. So here we go. I hope that y'all can see what I'm doing. I'm trying to get all of that out of the way. You want to keep it as mess-free as possible. It takes roughly about 3 spoonfuls, maybe a little less. And you want to put it just above your design. I'm going to show you this one. Just above the design, like that. Okay. hopefully you can see. I'm going to try to direct it more toward the screen print because you don't need to see me, you just need to see the process. And you're going to take your squeegee, I'm going to move this so that you can see for the moment, and you're going to put it right down in the middle. I like to hold my screen down, okay, because I don't want it moving. So you're going to put it right in the center of the hump of your ink, and you're just going to do with kind of like medium pressure. You're going to just pull it down, and you're going to pull it down until you feel like all of it has been coated. The first one takes a little bit extra because you don't have that reserve, so to speak, built up right here. I typically don't like to leave my spoon. I do leave my spoon in the little ones, the little canisters, but in this big one, I don't because it gets uber messy. So, that's done. We're ready to lift it off. Make sure you don't have ink on your hands. I do, but it's dry. You're just going to hold your shirt down here at the bottom, and you're just going to pull straight up. And you want to do it slowly. Some people have a hinge press that they use. Now, you may get a little bleeding on your first one, but that's because you don't, like I said, you don't have that ink reserve built up and that pressure and all that. But there you have it. There's number one. Now I gotta find a place to put it. So I'm gonna get creative and put it somewhere. I'm not exactly sure. Okay. So here's number two. And I just put my screen down at the foot of my table. I leaned it up against the leg. So there you have it. I'm going to do another one. You just don't want to touch the shirt with it. You don't want to accidentally touch it. So you want it out of your way. And you want your shirt as smooth as you can get it. And I don't lay it flat down when it's got ink on it already. So I try to make sure my shirt is straight, and then again I do the corners, I eyeball it, I lay it down, I get my ink, I do it again. And you can spread your ink around. If there's a little bit where it looks a little light, just add a little more. Alright, here we go. Number two. They get progressively easier because you have that reserve of ink built up on the screen. So, we're ready to lift. And there are going to be times where it did not print all the way on a piece of your design. So what you do is, the next shirt you can just know where you need to press a little bit harder, because that just means you need to push more ink through that area. The other thing you can do, if it really, really bothers you that it's not all the way filled in, me, I like it to be like a vintagey look, so it's like a happy little accident. What I have done in the past, though, is if it didn't print all the way, then you can take a little paintbrush and paint it in. When I was first learning how to do this, I would do it immediately because I was like, oh, I gotta fix it, gotta fix it, gotta fix it. But what you really should do in order to keep from messing up your screen, learn from my mistakes, is you should wait till you're done with this particular screen and then go back and paint it in. Because guess what? Your ink is still going to be wet when you're done. So you can still go back through and fix it. It doesn't have to be an immediate thing. So that way you're getting your work done. And if you have any excess right there and you're afraid it's going to drip, just knock it off. Grab it with your spoon and knock it off. It's not going to drip. So there you have it. This is number 3, and I haven't had any bleeding. I haven't had anything not show up. So excuse my primitive ways of doing this. So anyway, that's number 3. We've done good. I'll show you kind of how I'm laying them out in an indoor situation. Typically I would lay them, I have a drop cloth in my room, but typically I would lay them out in my garage. Y'all probably have seen my picture, but right now I have the design kind of on the top of my couch in this room, and then the others I'm going to try to lay on the floor, under the table, on a box, wherever I can put them. So I'm going to try to get some more work done. I hope that y'all enjoy this and that you try it. It's really not hard. Your Cricut does all the hard work, to be honest. And then my 4th video is going to be heat sealing your designs. You're going to want to let this cure or dry for 2 to 5 days. I let my first batch dry about 3 days just because I didn't get out there to get back to it. So they're dry to the touch within a few hours, so just go back and check. You can move them, but don't heat seal them immediately. So that's my advice. I look forward to seeing y'all back and hearing your feedback on how your projects go. So thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see y'all soon.